Hello from maybe what Colorado's best weather has to offer in the middle of rifle slash hunting season. Okay, of course he's done now that I've stopped talking. Tara and I have just gotten to camp. It is a glorious sunny day. There was maybe an hour or so ago some snow in the bushes, but we are about to tuck in for a crisp Friday night out in the woods. We're gonna get a fire going. The sun's gonna go down in a few hours here because winter is on its way and it's almost 3 o'clock. So let's go get in a good walk so we can get back, set up camp, make some dinner, and get warm by the fire before we tuck in for the night. This way. Good job. Okay. Tara, what did you go in? Oh my God. Do you guys see how filthy she is? I don't think you guys are gonna see it very easily, but maybe if I do that. That's the third hunting camp we've driven by. Nothing wrong with hunting. Tara and I, well, Nick and I were just out on a hunting trip last week, so not at all opposed, but definitely more of an active hunting, rifle specifically, area than I thought this was. We have been out in this area before, but in the middle of winter, so no one was out here. But I guess Tara, she's a branch attached to her, that explains why we've never come out here. I guess it's mostly for hunters. Is that a tree branch you're carrying around? Would you like some help with that? Hey, wait. Okay. Okay, go. Shoot. It is not at all unlike me to get overzealous with the wood, so I just took a few pieces out and I will report back in a few minutes when we hopefully have this fire started. This little part of the build still might be my favorite part and really has me itching to do something else bigger in the future again. I will never get over how people accidentally start forest fires. I mean, I do understand how with like cigarette butts and ash, but I fight for my life every single time. Try one. You sit. Gentle. Yummy. Are you guys a set it on fire and then blow it out, or a toast it until it's golden type of person? There's no wrong answers and only a little bit of judgment if you're one versus the other. I am, as a golden person would say, a golden person. I don't like burning it. I don't like it being like extra smoky or crispy, but sometimes it happens and I will still eat it. There's no bad s'more. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. I feel like this is always such a heated debate around campfires and online alike. All right, I don't want to push my luck. Especially as one person out here. Oh my goodness. This stick gets so long. All right, before we spend the night in some of the coldest temperatures that Tara and I have ever been in, and definitely the coldest in the rooftop tent, where I kind of wish that I had my heating pad plugged into the BLUETTI, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, BLUETTI. Whether you're into car camping, road trips, or just being more prepared when you're at home, the all-new Elite 30V2 from BLUETTI, their smallest power station yet, might just be your new favorite travel buddy. But don't let its size fool you. It might be able to fit in your camping box, but that doesn't mean that you're sacrificing power or features. The Elite 30V2 packs a 288 watt-hour lithium phosphate battery with a 600 watt pure sine wave inverter and up to 1500 watts of lifting power, which means that in lifting mode, it can handle appliances that typically run higher than its average rated wattage. I've personally used it to run my portable fridge, lights at camp, camera gear, and my laptop all at once, and it never skips a beat. On the front of the station, you have 9 port options. 2 USB-A ports at 15 watts each, 2 USB-C ports, one at 100 watts and one at 140 watts for faster charging, a 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter or outlet, and 2 DC 5521 ports for extra gear. Basically, if it charges, the BLUETTI Elite 30V2 can handle it. And with noise levels of only 30 decibels, it's nearly silent when running, which means that Tara and I can sleep peacefully alongside of it without disruptions. And as with all BLUETTI power stations, charging it is super easy. You have options for solar, AC outlets at home, charging it off of your car's alternator using something like the Charger 1, or off of the standard cigarette lighter in your vehicle. And if you're really in a pinch, there's even options for dual AC solar charging to get you back on the road faster than ever before. Now, if you're anything like me and hanging out at camp more often than you are at home some weeks, the Elite 30V2 handles solar inputs up to 200 watts, which means that you can get a full charge in about 2.5 hours in the sun. But if you're in a rush and need to charge quick, plug it into the AC outlet at home and get charged up to 80% in just 45 minutes. Weighing in at under 10 pounds, the Elite 30V2 is super compact at just 9.8 by 7 inches, which means that it can easily squeeze between your camp stove and your cooler, or alongside your desk without taking over your space. Plus, with built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth options, you can monitor everything right from the BLUETTI app. See your charge levels, turn ports on and off, and even see your charge and discharge rates in real time. And when you're not traveling, the Elite 30V2 is a solid home backup or portable power station option. If power goes out, UPS will kick in under 10 milliseconds, keeping your essentials like Wi-Fi and lamps running without missing a beat. In fact, one of my favorite recent uses for this power station is using it around the house where I don't have power outlets available. Our home is over 100 years old, which means that AC outlets from the wall can be hard to come by sometimes in the areas that we need them. But with the portability of this station, I can work from my laptop, power an electric blanket, or charge my small devices from anywhere in the house. And the lithium battery means it's built to last, boasting over 3,000 charge cycles to 80% capacity. That way, you get years of reliable use before it even starts to slow down. Whether you're car camping, working remotely from the road, or just lounging around the house, the BLUETTI Elite 30V2 gives you peace of mind, portability, and power all in one small package. Quiet, fast charging, and reliable. It's power that fits your life. So if you're ready to learn more about the BLUETTI Elite 30V2 or any of their other charging solutions or packages, head down to the link in the description down below to learn more and snag one for your next adventure today. And thank you again to BLUETTI for sponsoring today's video. When it's icy like this, just gotta go slow. What is it? don't think I actually talked about ever how like lucky this design kind of was. So if you guys have built anything before, you'll know that going off of measurements online for things like appliances is usually not a good idea, because there are always margins, there's always like little tabs in the back, things that just make it not the measurement that it says that it is. And I was definitely nervous about that, but I'd asked for this stove as a birthday present because I was trying to not spend much money. Oh, let's tighten this more on this build. And when I asked for this, I was trying to finish the car. But I knew that even if, you know, for some reason it didn't work out for my birthday, that this was the stove that I ultimately wanted. And so I went ahead and built it around the dimensions online without actually having the stove. And luck was on my side for sure, because I had no idea when I purchased this, a few things, but I had no idea that there was a tab in the back. I had no idea that the feet stuck out at such a big angle. And so I built this shelf with big enough margins for this stove, the dimensions of the stove when it's closed and folded down, to fit with maybe like 3/4 of an inch on each side, just so that way it wasn't so tight that it was hard to get out. And 3/4 of an inch on each side turned out to be exactly perfect for both the clearance in the back, to run the cable through the front, and for the legs to stick out on the side. And so the first time that I installed this and went to use it, I was holding my breath, and somehow it fit perfectly. And I don't question it, but man, might be the luckiest I've ever gotten, because I'm definitely not somebody who does that, but I felt like I didn't have a choice. So I just went for it, and it worked out. Tara, come. If this is your first video of mine that you're watching, because it's winter and that tends to draw in some new people when I'm out here camping, a packet of instant coffee or espresso, which this one's Cafe Bustelo this morning, plus a hot chocolate packet, and if you're feeling fancy, whipped cream or marshmallows, since I didn't bring the fridge. It is the best camp coffee I think you will have, unless you're bringing a full setup out. But for like 5-minute coffee, for $1 probably is what this costs, it's really hard to beat. It is starting to warm up just a bit, which is lovely, thank goodness. It was a cold night last night. We're a bit underprepared. It was not supposed to be as cold as it was. It definitely was not supposed to freeze over like it did. And knowing that now that we are entering into that part of fall/winter in Colorado, where we can still access roads up here, but you definitely need heavier equipment than you do in like true fall, it's good, because now I can come more prepared next time. Bring us 2 sleeping bags, maybe even an extra down, bringing our big, I have this big bladder that has like a teddy bear on the outside of it that I can fill up with hot water for extra warmth for Tara or I, depending on who's colder, and potentially even a heating blanket. Since I have the BLUETTIs, I have the power for situations like last night, I can drain the battery, it doesn't matter. I should probably start bringing it. So on the next trip, I definitely will be doing that. But otherwise, I didn't really want to come on this trip. I'm not gonna lie. I really settled into being at home, being more of a homebody, probably some would say. I love camping, I love getting out here, but just that motivation to get out the door, to get things packed, and to come out has been low lately. And I think you've been able to tell probably too in my videos. I had some big life stuff going on too, so I think part of it is I'm just exhausted and kind of want to be home right now resting. But this was, unsurprisingly, exactly what my body and mind needed. It was a great time to disconnect, to slow things down, to build a fire for the first time in gosh knows how long, to have a simple, crappy compared to a cafe, but amazing considering we're outside, coffee, and to watch Tara play in the snow. It's exactly what both of us needed, I think. And by Tito, do you want to play first? Hi, Tara. Hey, girl. Good girl. I was thinking about it last night, and a part of me has felt, I think, over the last year or two since getting off the road, year and a half, I guess now, because I realized yesterday that 2 years ago, almost to date, end of October, early November, I was still in Bend, Oregon. I was heading up to Washington for Thanksgiving soon and about to embark on my Baja trip. It's crazy that that wasn't even 2 years ago. It was like a year and a half plus-ish ago because so much in life has changed. But I think I really needed this time away from the road to enjoy it again. Because a big part of the reason I got off in the first place was just the amount of stress and moving every day, hoping I don't get tickets, hoping I don't get a knock, worrying about breakdowns, driving across the country, which is just inherently dangerous with cars these days and how many accidents occur. I think I was just subconsciously and consciously sometimes turned on to the point of my nervous system just being fried. And I unfortunately started to equate that with camping, right? Because I was living in places like this. If I was in the truck camper, I probably would have just stayed here all day today and not left. And there's a lot of beautiful things about that. There's a lot of privilege in that I will and want to acknowledge. But especially as someone who is working full time, trying to balance relationships, friendships, my parents, I was exhausted. And getting off the road has taken its toll in other ways, obviously. Like, I'm paying rent now and I have more steady bills that I have to manage and take care of than I did when I was on the road. And I need to really make sure that Tara and I get outside because it's easy to stay in the home and to not get out. But I think it's been a good reset for my nervous system. It's allowed me to take some deep breaths. It's allowed me to have stability. And I don't know that I'll be off of the road forever. In the context of the way I used to do it, yes. I don't think I'll do that again. But an extended road trip in the future could be coming. And I'll leave it at that for now. Might be on bike, might be in the car. I don't really know. I have a lot of fun things planned for 2026 that I'm not quite ready to share yet, but in good time, you guys will all be clued in. Trust me. And in the meantime, Tara and I are going to try to enjoy what's left of fall here before winter really sets in Colorado. And I hope that no matter where you guys are, you're able to do the same. Thank you so much to BLUETTI for sponsoring today's video. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you patrons for your continued support. Tara and I truly appreciate the community that we have somehow found here in this little corner of the internet. And I hope that this video brought you a little bit of comfort, maybe a little bit of time outside if you can't get there, and a little bit of adventure in the cold as well. We'll see you all in the next one.